Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Boostly Podcast. Little special one, doing breaking news. So, Airbnb. They've done a lot these last few weeks, and all you have to do is be in Facebook groups, the forums, the Airbnb forum, the resource center, social media. You will see hosts are scratching their head at the changes, and for better or for worse, mostly for worse, they really mess things up for a lot of people. And one thing that I will give a props to Airbnb is that they do listen. They have got a really good community behind the scenes, and they are listening. Now, this is obviously part of what they were doing coming out of COVID and going through the IPO and all that jazz. So they have listened, and they've released a bit of an update, and this will mean that everybody is affected. And what I wanted to quickly do, I've put it in the description, but I just wanted to give a bit of context and voice behind it. This will be turned into a podcast episode. Wanted to show you very quickly what they are doing. So let me just share my screen and welcome everybody. Let me know where you are in the world. Say hi. Somebody's jumping in here to say you broke them, Mark. So it wasn't anything to do with me. They broke themselves. So say hi in the comments. Let me know where you are in the world. If you want to give your little business a little bit of pitch and a promote, you never know who's watching. Leave where you are, why someone should stay with you. Let's try and get some direct bookings in the comments of this video. So let me share my screen. So you can go right now and you can check out the update. Like I say, if you ever want to find out the latest news from the world of Airbnb, go to just type in Airbnb forum. You go to the hosting section, new features, and they will be on there. So as you can see from the blog post, and I'm not going to read it word for word, you can pretty much see it for yourself on the screen, that a month ago, they released the new changes, a new search. They wanted to totally disrupt it, which they obviously did do. And now what they're doing is they're sort of coming back on it. Now, one of the main things that they took away was the titles. So hosts who utilize Airbnb, coaches of Airbnb, obviously focused on the title as a good way to stand out. Good copy stands out, and they got rid of that just like that. They are bringing it back. And you can see here, one of the comments was, being able to write my own listing title was one of the ways I could make my home stand out. Will you add titles back into the search results? And the answer is yes, we will add host written titles, listing titles back. They've then gone on to explain, which is pretty much just PR guff, but that's one of the main ones. The next one is the categories. So those of you that are listed on Airbnb, you will have seen there's like 50 plus categories. I talked about it on a video. There's a lot, and it's really confusing on how and where you're going to get placed. And so one thing that they're talking about now is that by default, all listings will just go under all homes. So that's one of the first things they're going to change, because obviously, as you can see, and again, just go into the groups, go into the forums, go and see like the absolute bananas way that it's all going. And then, the next thing is the categories. So people are saying, listen, having more categories is good. And yeah, there's no denying that. Having more categories is good, because then it means that you can get seen more. But it actually could be good for transparency to know which categories you're being placed in. And it's bananas to me that in the extranet of Airbnb, you can't go click on categories and go, well, this is what I've been placed in. To bring it back to an Amazon example, when I released the book, they were able to tell me every single one of the categories that I've been placed in. Now, I couldn't choose those categories. We could recommend, but we couldn't choose them, which is fair enough. But we just were told which categories the book's going to go in. And it's the same with the listing. So now what we're going to do, and it's not going to be an instant fix this. I mean, the listing one is easy. They can flick a switch and it's back. With the other two, it's going to take a little bit of time. But what they will do eventually is that you'll go onto the extranet. I assume there'll be a section in the dashboard. You'll be able to click on categories and it'll show you where you're ranking and where you're placing on them. We've discussed in the last video, we discussed in the last one about how you can influence which category you're going to show in. The big one is images, and the big one is the captions. So if you stuff the captions with keywords for categories, if you make sure that your amenities are on point and up to date, and if you sort your description out, make full use of your listing, then you can be more inclined to appear in those categories. It's going to take time. You know, with a huge change like this, it is going to take time. But one thing that I want to stress on, just while I am coming to the end of this video, to the end of this podcast, is that a lot of people that I've been speaking to over the last couple of weeks, everybody's been panicking about algorithm changes. Everybody's been panicking about the changes in the system. But if you really do this correctly, and if you build a direct booking business, you will treat an Airbnb algorithm change just like you would do an Instagram algorithm change. Nobody cares. About 99.9% of the people that I speak to don't care when Instagram changes its algorithm. They don't care because it doesn't directly affect the business, because it's just a marketing channel. So why are you doing the same with Airbnb? Why are you doing the same with Booking.com? Why are you doing the same with Vrbo? If you do this right and you do this properly, then you will literally look at an Airbnb algorithm change in the future, just like you do on Instagram. So please, whatever you do, and I should have been prepared for this, go and grab a copy of this. It has been knocked down. The Kindle version has been knocked down to 99 cents, which is amazing, or 99p. You go and pick up a copy, go start putting those into practice. I had somebody message me, I think it was Rose, the other day. She put into practice a social media tactic, and a kid knew, no word of a lie, $10,000 worth of booking came in from just posting on social media every single day, by becoming the brand, by being top of word, top of head, top of mind, and a booking came in. Yes, it's for a peak season in the summer, but it's a direct booking. Just imagine the commissions that's being saved on that. So keep doing it, keep being proactive, don't be reactive. Go and get your direct bookings. And as always, there's over 464 episodes of the Boostly podcast that you can go back and you can delve on if you want to. Go grab the book for 99p. It'll literally put all the best training into here. And if you want to find out more about Boostly, you know where to go by now. Please do me a massive favor to the people that are tuning in. Please do me a massive favor. Hit that share button. Go and share it into a group, to any friends that you know are in Airbnb. There's a big Airbnb group. Go share it into there. Go and take this link and spread it around. Please make sure that everybody sees this, because there's a lot of Airbnb hosts. There's a lot of hospitality providers who are so reliant on this one platform. It is crazy and bananas. Let them know that there is hope. Leave a little hashtag book direct if you're watching this. There's a lot of people tuning in live over all of the platforms. So hello and welcome. Thank you very much for the support. I'll be back as always with another podcast very, very soon. And yeah, again, go and check it out. Book Direct Playbook on Amazon. It's literally 99p now, so there's no excuse. Have a good day. I'll leave you with a little freestyle rap. Take care.
This is a freestyle. I'm going off the dome. Ready for my close-up? Good looking. Let me tell you, get more bookings. Oh, that'd be nice. Giving me tips, tools, and advice. Yeah, you're gonna get them, hun. You're gonna sit back, listen to Mark Simpson. Whoa, having a blast. Gonna get it on the Boostly podcast. Boostly like Bruce Lee, cause it's so hard and the T is loose leaf. Making up those rhymes, don't write it, just do it loosely. If you want my respect, you better book direct. Here are the words in the podcast, that's what comes next.